Okay, this exercise is called lateral flexion. The objective of this is to be able to turn your horse's nose around and back to her side. It's essentially just turning and flexing the neck laterally or to the side. It has many different purposes to it. One of the big purposes to this is to train your horse to do well at the one rein emergency stop. So when we get into the one rein emergency stop, it's usually for kind of an explosive moment. It's a moment where maybe your horse is out of control, they've spooked at something and ran off with you when you're on top of them, or maybe they're bucking. You can control a horse through a lot of those things and not just allow that horse to run with you, but to actually circle them in a small circle by bending their head to the rear. Horses have a really hard time being athletic running forward if their head is turned backwards. So that's the goal of teaching a horse lateral flexion. This is what it looks like. We're going to stand with our rope holding about halfway up on our rope, maybe a little more as we bring the neck around. We're going to stand at the center of the barrel of the horse. And remember, do this only with a horse that is tame, that's been desensitized, that you can trust, because you are standing close to the back legs. We're going to hold this rope. We're going to bring our hand up. I'm going to just bring my right hand up on the withers. I'm going to invite her just to bring her nose towards me, and we're just going to add pressure. There's light pressure. Add a little verbal cue there. Add a little more pressure. There it comes. You see how I gave slack to my rope as soon as she gave? All right, so I'm going to hold that pressure, give that slack. I'm going to bring my hand up some more because that head of the horse is going to continually come closer to me. All right, so we're going to bring it in some more. And you see how I'm just kind of waiting on her to help me out with that. If she doesn't, I just add pressure. All right, but every time she gives, I give back as a reward. Now you notice that whenever I first started, I started with pulling out on my rope, and now my rope is starting to come in towards her body, asking for that neck to come around. Now here's what I'm looking for. I would ask for just one more little bump here, just anything that she can give me to come in. One of the things that I would say right here is be very careful with your toes in this exercise. All right, if the horse doesn't get this concept, they don't understand it, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll step towards you. So be sure, there it is, be sure that you're careful about your feet, not allowing your feet to get stepped on. Okay, so that is lateral flexion. Now another purpose of lateral flexion is to just simply teach the horse to steer. If you have a horse that has never been trained to ride, you can do this, and it teaches the horse to come with the pressure. You can do this with a halter and lead rope. You can do it with a hackamore, or you can do it with a snaffle bit. I wouldn't recommend doing this with a leverage bit. It won't work properly for that. But any of those other things you can train your horse to do lateral flexion with.